You can't handle the truth.
As a whole becomes a part, I strike to burn, and the flame returns.
Here's Johnny.
Donald Trump has shown his dominance yet again. The leaders of global nations have been spooked by Trump's reciprocal tariffs and have snapped into action, immediately declaring the removal of tariffs on US imports to maintain a friendly relationship with the superpower.
The news of the day, Mr. Secretary, is about tariffs, and this is Liberation Day for America. The tariffs seem to already be having an effect where other countries, India and Canada namely, but I expect Mexico and China in the coming hours, to say we give up.
With China, as you know, against my statement, they put a 34% tariff on above what their ridiculous tariffs were already. And I said, if that tariff isn't removed by tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we're putting a 50% tariff on above the tariffs that we put on.
And the tariffs are having great effect. Now, Canada has said, no more tariffs on America if you guys take tariffs off us.
Israel was the first country to cave, with Benjamin Netanyahu releasing a statement that said, "Today we cancelled all of the customs duties levied on products from the US, Israel's largest trading partner."
Israel was charging the
customs duties
US?
on American goods.
Well, we're talking about a whole new trade. Maybe not. Maybe not. Don't forget, we help Israel a lot. You know, we give Israel $4 billion a year. That's a lot. Congratulations, by the way. That's pretty good. But we give Israel billions of dollars a year. Billions.
Goods is an additional step in the policy that my governments have led for a decade in opening up the market to competition, introducing variety to the economy and lowering the cost of living. This led some commentators to question why Israel even had tariffs on US imports in the first place, considering how much aid they are provided. This commentator said, "Why was Israel charging the United States any customs duties at all? This is mind-boggling to me. We help your country with so much, but you are charging import duties or another term for tariffs."
Not lying, man.
Canada,
Not
despite
lying.
the Prime Minister's tough talk, also seems to be willing to take off their tariffs to the US, according to Ontario Premier Doug Ford.
Well, we've had this conversation for over the last month. We don't want tariffs. We have another $65 billion worth of tariffs to launch today. That's the last thing we want to do, because it's just, again, it's going to hurt both countries. It's going to hurt American workers. That's the last thing I want.
Andrew meant take the other ones off, not the ones you're launching today. The ones that you already got.
You're saying you take all your tariffs off. I'm saying
we will take them all. That's right.
Then why is that not? I guess my question is, why has all of that not already happened? And does President Trump know
Because
that
he hasn't been threatened yet.
He knows, and Secretary Lutnick knows that we're willing to take these tariffs off like in the next minute if he said he's taking their tariffs off. So let's look at the auto sector.
Although this is at odds with his Prime Minister Mark Carney, who is tonight in desperation mode, looking distressed and slamming Trump at every opportunity he can get.
So President Trump has just announced a series of measures that are going to fundamentally change the international trading system. Now, in doing so, he has preserved a number of important elements of our relationship, the commercial relationship between Canada and the United States. But the fentanyl tariffs still remain in place, as do the tariffs for steel and aluminum. As of this evening, the tariffs on automobiles will enter into force, and the U.S. has signaled that there will be additional tariffs in so-called strategic sectors, pharmaceuticals, lumber, and semiconductors. So we're in a situation where there is going to be an impact on the U.S. economy, which will build with time. In our judgment, it will be negative on the U.S. economy. That will have an impact on us. But the series of measures
time is
will
allowed to
affect
build
millions of Canadians. We are going to fight these tariffs with countermeasures. We are going to protect our workers, and we are going to build the strongest economy.
Good for you,
India
Canada.
also moved quickly, dropping its tariffs on US imports in response to the news.
India just a little while ago is going to be dropping its tariffs very substantially. And I said, why didn't somebody do this a long time ago? A lot of countries are going to be dropping their tariffs.
There are also
Freely
reports that
tax in the
Vietnam are
US.
cutting tariffs on American imports. And Trump's global best bud, Javier Milei, president of Argentina, has hopped on the front foot, scheduling a meeting with Marco Rubio in Washington, D.C. to forge ahead with a trade deal after Trump announced the lowest possible 10%
idiots are
tariff
around
on
the world
Argentina.
protesting.
And after talking tough for weeks on tariffs, it seems the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer may be crowbarred into caving to the demands of Donald Trump, taking a very diplomatic approach to the new tariffs and saying a trade war is in no one's best interests. Watch this space.
Especially mine.
Mr. Speaker, we've been preparing for all eventualities ahead of the confirmation of US tariffs later today. Let me be clear with the House. A trade war is in nobody's interest.
Especially mine.
And the country deserves, and we will take, a calm, pragmatic approach. That's why we're working with all industries and sectors likely to be impacted. Our decisions will always be guided by our national interest. And that's why we have prepared for all eventualities. And we will rule nothing out.
The first wave of world leaders who have caved to Trump are prioritizing maintaining their close ties to the US, just as Trump foresaw before announcing the tariffs.
Likewise to all of the foreign presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens, ambassadors, and everyone else who will soon be calling to ask for exemptions from these tariffs, I say, terminate your own tariffs, drop your barriers, don't manipulate your currencies. They manipulate their currencies
This is a leader, man.
Nobody can even believe, which is a bad thing and very devastating to us. And start buying tens of billions of dollars of American goods. Tariffs give our country protection against those that would do us economic harm. And many people were looking to do us economic harm. Maybe not so obviously, but they were doing tremendous economic harm.
But not everyone is willing to play ball. French President Emmanuel Macron has come out fighting, pledging to stop all future investment into the US from France and the European Union in light of the tariffs.
Il était important que nous puissions nous retrouver le plus rapidement possible après les annonces de la nuit dernière du président Trump, qui sont un choc pour le commerce international, pas simplement pour l'Union européenne, la France, mais au fond pour le bon fonctionnement du commerce. Ce qui est important, et c'est tout le travail qu'il faut faire par filière, que les investissements à venir ou que les investissements annoncés ces dernières semaines, ils soient un temps suspendus tant qu'on n'a pas clarifié les choses avec les États-Unis d'Amérique. Parce que quel serait le message d'avoir des grands acteurs européens qui se mettent à investir des milliards d'euros dans l'économie américaine au moment où ils sont en train de nous taper?
But it only took a couple of days for a monumental backflip to occur, with President of the EU Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, now offering 0 for 0 tariffs with the US.
We stand ready to negotiate with the United States. Indeed, we have offered 0 for 0 tariffs.
Donc il faut qu'on ait de la solidarité collective.
You do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut up, don't say nothing, don't speak to me, don't look at me.
Okay, so turning on the news and linear television, coming across news clips on YouTube, skimming through some of the liberal content creators that softy up my recommendation feed. It's clear that even in 2025, even after an election where many have opened their eyes and minds, the media is still able to create doom and gloom for people before critical thought even makes its presence known. This tariff conversation has been going on for a year and a half, been explained on all sides, economists pro and against, and mother still don't understand anything beyond the prices are going up. I mean, it's a battle between complaining about the immediate impact, what the immediate impact will be, and slapping people awake to the reality of the ultimate and long-term benefits for Americans and American people. If you just started paying attention when the reciprocal tariffs went into place and other countries melted down, let me put this to you in layman's. Trump's tariffs are threats and bluffs that other countries can't ignore because they can't be allowed to happen. I mean, while it makes a higher sale tax for us or sale tags for Americans, it will totally crush others' economies. President Trump is using leverage to create fair trade. You buy from me, I buy from you. If I'm just buying but I can't sell to you and you're taxing me to buy from you, then I super tax that ass until you buy from me or create that product in my country. Ultimately, America and Americans are going to profit and or benefit from whatever comes in or out this country. It's almost a waste of breath to try to help people understand at this point. I mean, because when you're suffering from TDS, it's hard. It certainly can be. But before I get out of here, take a look at this world leader driving my point home.
For Trump, he is looking for fair trade. Fair trade, not free trade. Fair trade, in his mind, and he said it many times, is if American market is open, then he expects other countries to open their market. China's market has to be open for American products. This is the crucial thing for him. Now, with Trump, I've been following him for a long time. It is not what he says. So when you listen to him, his announcement, look at what he does, not what he says. He's a businessman. He want to make a deal. He wants people to come to the table to discuss. So sometimes he comes with a very tough announcement, but what he wants is the people who listen to it to come and sit at the table to negotiate. At the end of the day.
But what do I know? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe if you like the content, hit the notification bell. And with that said, hopefully you've been entertained and informed while passing this precious time that we have, and hopefully I've earned your sub. I go by the name of Mac. This has been Doing It for GP. Till next time.
You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here.
You never did me, I spit the truth. Call you aware, fear-driven niggas get the boot. All of you squares couldn't fit up in my circle. All of us red and will hurt you severe. Slow your roll, nigga, patience is a virtue.